We've been following an outbreak of bird flu affecting several dairy herds across the United States. CBS medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder told us Monday that researchers are worried the virus may mutate into something humans can transmit, but says the risk to food is low. We've also been following another potential threat, E. coli. A federal recall is affecting more than 16,000 pounds of ground beef sold in Walmart stores in 11 states, as well as organic shelled walnuts sold in natural food and co-op stores across 19 states. An estimated 265,000 Americans are sickened by E. coli each year. Here to discuss is Michael Worobey. He's the head of the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology at the University of Arizona. Thank you so much for being with us. So
thanks, John.
Let's start with these two in turn. How does E. coli get into the food supply, and how dangerous is it?
Yeah, so E. coli is actually part of our normal gut flora, but there's a strain called 0157 that acquires a toxin, and it can be carried by things like cattle. And so there is a risk that it can get into the food supply when an outbreak happens in cattle.
And now to the bird flu outbreak among cows. Researchers are concerned the virus might mutate, but there's still a very low risk to the food supply, right? So remind us again how low the risk is to the food supply. And then in terms of that mutation of the virus, is that a might happen next month kind of thing, or is that something that's farther out?
Sure. And so let me take the mutation question first. This is something that we look at, and there are certain mutations that allow the virus to grow more successfully in mammalian cells, including human cells. But we're not seeing any mutations that would promote human-to-human transmission of this virus at this point. The thing is, though, we don't know whether this could become the next pandemic virus this week or never, or contribute in the years ahead to that process, which is why it's important to keep monitoring that.
And Michael, in the broadest sense, one of the things that interested us about having this conversation was how should we think about and understand food safety and this screening process? Are we better at it than we used to be? Is it more complicated than it used to be? Or are we now more aware that after the COVID experience, that things can turn quickly and we can have a pandemic on our hands?
Yeah, it's a good question. First of all, let me just say for pasteurized milk, there appears to be no risk whatsoever. So the vast majority of milk that people are buying from grocery stores should not pose any kind of risk. The question is, though, are we doing better with the lessons of COVID? And in many ways, what this showed was a long time between when we can see on the evolutionary tree this beginning to spread in cattle, probably back December, maybe even November, and March, by the time someone thought to look for H5N1. So I would say we still have a huge amount of work to do just to do routine screening to catch these outbreaks early and nip them in the bud.
And Michael, is there something, as a final question, is there something we could be doing that we're not doing? Or is that what this new wastewater measurement from that was announced with respect to bird flu is about, catching it earlier?
Yeah, in terms of catching it earlier, though, the key thing is there are techniques where you don't have to ask, is this virus in this sample or that virus? You just sequence the heck out of all of the genetic material, and it could tell you if something is new in a species like cattle. We're still not doing that, and that is a sort of insurance policy that we should be paying into to prevent outbreaks in cattle and humans.
Michael Worobey with the University of Arizona, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.